All right, all right, all right. What is happening, folks? Welcome to another action-packed, mediocre content episode of The Forge. You got your boy Jimmy G in the place to be here, and you notice we're missing one, but we have a special guest with us, and two special guests. We have a special guest co-host and another special guest. So our co-host tonight, who's filling in for.
Oh no, we have a Jimmy that stopped. Well, I am helping out tonight. Billy is not here; he has the man flu, so we're just gonna have to let that happen. But hey, John, when Jimmy comes back, I'll let him take back over. But how you doing, John? I've been watching some of your YouTube videos. I like the outside scene. I like the videos that you got going on, man. How you
Yeah,
doing?
it's hard to do some of those videos. I have really no room in my house to pretty much basically do the videos, so I actually go to a park
Do you?
and I actually do it at a park, and I get a lot of background noise from people, coming and going, and little kids, as you probably see in some of my videos,
Yeah.
and the thing is, they're doing construction on the park too, so you hear jackhammers and all different kinds of other different things.
Yeah, but you know what? I like the whole little nuance. It's kind of like, hey, I'm going to take my action figures. I'm going to go outside, and it had for me watching. It's like going to the park with my mom and my dad, and I have my action figures with me, and I like that setting with your stuff that I've been watching, and then you make me sit there and go, oh my god, I really, it really, I'm like it's got ratchets. I forgot what the ratchets sound like for some of those figures that I think it was like was it Dreadwing that you had the last one? If I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
that was my latest review.
yeah. And I sat there going, man, I missed out on that figure because it never showed up in my store. And then I see yours, and I'm like, wow, absolutely amazing, man. So how did you get into the Transformers? What was your G1? That's what I like.
Oh god. Well, when I was a little kid, I first saw Transformers on G1, pretty much basically on TV, and I pretty much basically all I can remember is watching it when I was a little kid, about 5, 6 years old. And then I remember seeing Transformers the movie on in the movie theater,
Oh,
and then
I think we have Jimmy.
watching, I stopped watching Transformers. um, I stopped watching Transformers,
Lose
and then
power.
when I became 12 years old, I actually went to Blockbuster Video, and I saw Transformers the movie, and I cried it again that Optimus died.
Yep.
And ever since then, I started getting into that. I was getting it back into it, and then basically I was just collecting a little bit here, a little bit there, and then the next thing I know, the Bay movies came out, and I started just full on collecting.
All right. I just want to interject for just 1 second. It looks as if Jimmy's power has gone out,
I know.
and so that's what's going on right.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
we can.
So we have a power outage here. So folks, we've been having storms and stuff, and our power is out. So I'm live streaming. I've got a little light with me here. I'm outside. We'll still make this happen. If I end up not being more on it, I'll let Derek and y'all drive whatever we need to do, and I'll see what we can do until I get the power back on.
Okay, that sounds good. I was just asking him some questions about his channel and how he got into Transformers. So when it, a quick-
Oh, okay.
and I think he believed it out. He'll be back in a second, guys. Hey, this is what happens when it's live. If you've ever been on a community for all of us, you know that these guys are better than I am. I'm like,
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay.
Looks great though. This is this great thing. We have weather, things happen. So
This thing keeps on telling me reconnect, reconnect, reconnect.
Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine. I got a question though. What is your favorite favorite Transformer?
Um, it was a long time ago. Growing up as a little kid, I used to like G1 Blur.
Okay.
Now, as an adult and me becoming older, I actually like G1 Cup
Very
because
interesting.
he tells his stories, and we kind of have the same personality.
Right.
Because I like to tell stories, so
Yep. That's what I like about your channel too. And see for me, uh, Sideswipe was the first. My family, we could only afford the small mini bots because I had two other brothers, and I was the only Transformer fan out of my two brothers. So we got mini bots, and I remember getting Sideswipe, and I also traded some GI Joes to get Thundercracker because I like Thundercracker. But now that I've gotten older, the other character that I also really loved as a kid was Blur. I loved how fast he talked. I used to try to emulate that with my mom, and it used to drive her crazy, crazy when I tried to. But the Blur was the see after you talked about the '86 movie when Optimus died. I was in the theater seeing that for the first time, and Optimus Prime was my number one. I love Optimus Prime, absolutely love Optimus. To me, Optimus is always what I base myself off of how I want to treat people and how I look at society as a whole. And when he died as a kid, it just devastated me. And so it was Blur that I got introduced to Blur. So when on Saturday morning cartoons, Transformers came on, there was this guy speaking really fast. He was going back, doing the gyrate, and he was in the movie. And then I was back in. But now that I got older, a character that I've gravitated more to is Wheeljack.
Jack. Okay.
I just, being an artist, being someone that likes to create things, knowing that Wheeljack had the ability he created, with Ratchet, the Dinobots, but then you have all the other stuff that came from that, and how he to me it was like he was the sounding board to try and keep everybody on track. This is what the mission is. This is what we need to do. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's what Teletron 1 is wanting us to do and stuff like that. So when I got older, he's become the character I kind of gravitated a little bit more to. But yeah, so Blockbuster. Speaking of that, people don't realize, those of you younger folks, there used to be a thing that was called VHSs, or if you're as old as I am, there was betas and VHSs.
Yes.
And you had to go to if you wanted to get a movie and watch it at home, you had to go rent either from your local VHS person, or you went to Blockbuster. Blockbuster had it all. You walked in there, it was like, oh, they had everything. And, but yeah, reliving that moment with the Transformers, seeing that again, and where you are now, would you as a kid ever thought the Transformers be as big as it is now?
No.
And you talked about the Bayverse. For me, I have younger nieces and I have nephews, and so my nieces and them just couldn't get into the Bayverse. But when I took them to see the Bumblebee movie, they were all in. And because they were a little bit older, they were really, 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 really young when we took them to see, and they weren't even around whenever the first movie came out. So it was by the time the fourth movie came out, they went and saw it, they're like, I don't get it. But when Bumblebee came out, they fell in love with the Transformers, and that's essentially like their G1. What made you love the Bayverse? Because it sounds like you really got into it when it came out.
I really liked the Bayverse. I mean, I thought it was basically, I wanted to, back when I was a kid, I wanted to see a live action movie.
Okay.
Pretty much, basically.
Exactly.
And also, too, what was really dear to me was I'm from Chicago, and it was filmed, some of the Bayverse movies, like Dark of the Moon, and Age of Extinction was actually filmed here in Chicago.
Yep.
And I actually got to see them film Dark of the Moon here in Chicago.
Wow.
And I got to see Josh Duhamel. And
Okay.
they originally they thought these girls, I'm trying to videotape. I'm
Gotcha.
trying to videotape, and I brought my nephews. They came. They were like about one was about 7 and the other one was about 10 years old. And my youngest nephew, well, at the time he was that. Now he's in his 30s, but he ended up being that he loved the Ratchet.
Oh, okay.
And so he's like screaming Ratchet, Ratchet, Ratchet.
That's
So
awesome.
you got to see the vehicles, and then you even got to see Soundwave too,
Yep.
the vehicles. But it was really cool to see Chicago Tribune building
Yeah.
completely devastated with the and everything. So that Dark of the Moon kind of has a little little impact with me on that, because it was filmed here in Chicago. And then
Okay. We got a little bit of depth. He'll be right back, guys. One thing I'll get into a little bit as he's coming back, I will be telling y'all some stuff that I know about Hasbro. Till they come back,
in Age of Extinction.
Okay.
And so, I was like really unhappy about that, but I got to see the vehicles. So for that,
That's
but
cool.
I mean, I really, like I said, really liked the Bayverse, because if I always wanted to have a live action, what it would be like to have a live action, movie.
So that was for me too. When the Transformers came out to the big screen, I was the first one there. I even got premiere tickets to be able to see the movie before like anybody else. I was very lucky that came down my way, and seeing it live action, I was like, it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I was like, this is going to bring life to the franchise. That was what a lot of people don't realize is that if that movie failed, if that Bayverse, a lot of people don't realize this at all, but I'll spill some tea here. If the Bay movie did not make money and did not succeed, Hasbro was going to have to move away from doing Transformers, because it was a IP that they had kept alive to keep the things with Takara and be able to keep those that union together, because they're joint with the Transformers. But it was not doing really well in the U.S. It was doing better in Japan and the Asian markets at that time. And even though we had cartoons, those were doing, but our generation's line could have disappeared um, if the movie did not do well. And it did very, very well for Hasbro and for everybody. And it kind of gave that new life. Um, Now, when I've been watching your stuff on your YouTube channel, what made you start coming and start doing some your own reviews? What got you started? Because for me, what got me started to kind of help you out, uh, MGO. I had seen a guy called MGO, and I watched some of his, and I was like, and I had friends, my health had gotten bad, and my friends were like, "You got all those Transformers and all those toys in your house. Do something with them." And so that's how I got started for me. How'd you get started into doing reviews?
Um, Actually, it was pretty much basically I figured everybody's doing it, so I might as well start getting it.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Doing it.
I like MGO. I like Prime versus Prime.
Okay.
And I have watched Patriot Prime.
Yes.
There was one when I was I forgot what his name was that I saw. There was one guy, the original guy I actually originally saw was Optobotomus originally, and
Okay.
then I still watch him every now and then, but basically I just and Deluxe Baldwin.
Yes. Oh, Deluxe, a great guy.
He's a good guy. I met him in person.
Did you? Very,
I met him, and I met Patriot Prime. I met Optibotomus. I met.
very nice.
I
Yeah.
I didn't meet MGO though. I have not had a chance to meet MGO. I'd like to meet him, and Prime versus Prime, but I have not met those two yet.
So Deluxe was very nice. Whenever I started my channel, he actually allowed me and my wife, because my wife actually helps me out more with the channel than a lot of people know. No, she's really the brains behind everything. And he was like, he wanted to kind of know how I came up with my name, and I was like, to be honest with you, I hate my autocorrect on my phone. I absolutely despise it, because if I'm like, I used to work in the movies and working as an art director, and I would only have time to be able to speak quietly into my phone to tell my group what to do, and it would come back all freaking jumbled, and I was like, oh, I hate autocorrect. So when that was how I came up with my name, autocorrect was the first part, and then I was like, well, I got to have something that's negative and a positive. So I said, well, I love Optimus Prime, and I'm an artist, and I like to paint. So I'll just use a primer, because I do Warhammer. You have to do the primer on your Warhammer figures and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I came up with mine. Now, you went with JohnDoe488080. Now, I am curious about that, because when I was first told about your channel by my friend Billy, who is the host with Jimmy, and guys, Jimmy is trying to come back as fast as he is. My wife has been corresponding with him on Facebook. His power's been out and it's been spotty, so I'm hoping the stream's going to keep going like it is. If it doesn't, then you'll understand that's because of some things that have happened. But I've been checking through other people, and they're saying, yeah, we're still live and that they can hear us. So
Yeah.
I just want to make that announcement to everyone right now.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with your name for your channel? Because first I was told it was JohnDoe2880, and a slew of things came up, and I was like, I can't find this guy to save my life. I'm like, so I kind of like reached back out to Billy.
The 4880 is actually my birthday, April 8th, 1980.
1980. Okay.
And what happened was in 2008, I had my identity stolen, and I actually felt like I was dead. When somebody when somebody steals your identity, you kind of feel like you're dead. Who are you?
Yep.
You know?
I've been there. I understand that.
I've been John Doe, and then I was like, why? What else can I put on there? And so I put down 4880, which is my birthday, April 8th, 1980. So
very nice. Very nice. Now, as you now gotten into the community, and you have to understand the community's been, it's for me and everything.
It's been really good.
It really has, right? It really, really has, because my hands are in Transformers, G.I. Joe, and now other 6-inch figures from other companies such as Valiverse and stuff like that. But the Transformer community it's been like no other. When my health got bad, I wasn't able to do videos. And it was Billy that reached out to me to see what was going on. And that's the thing I love about this community. And I'm not on Facebook, but my wife is. So if y'all ever see Nikki Lynn Stigall Davis, if you're looking for like, who was that? But that's Autocorrect.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was, and then I put two and two together.
Yeah, because my wife has always been like my agent for me, especially when I was working in the movies and stuff like that. And I kind of, like you, had a bad experience. Kind of had when a story I could share is that my wife and I got married back in 2000. We just celebrated our 26th anniversary.
Congratulations.
And I went to go vote. Okay. And I voted ever since I was 18. This is not to get political. It's just a funny story. But I went to go vote. And I went to go vote at my normal place where I've always gone. And they were like, we can't find you. Come to find out, I was legally dead. They had pronounced me legally dead and all the stuff. And what ended up happening was just crazy.
Wow.
This guy that lives exactly 30 minutes away from my house has my exact same name. We're born in the same year, not the same month. And when that happened, in our early, we had to figure out if our marriage was valid, all this other stuff. So yeah, when
Wow.
someone steals your identity, I can only imagine what you had to go through, because what I
Man.
went through to get my Social Security and all that stuff squared away, and say, no, I'm alive. I've been paying taxes. I'm definitely alive.
Yeah.
Where's all my taxes going?
Well, this person, we kind of, I was at the moment I was unemployed,
Okay.
and I was looking for a job,
Okay.
and I ended up going through DHS or DRS, and he ran my social security number, and he said that it seems like you're working already. And I'm like, no.
Oh.
So the person used my social security number for pretty much basically working, and it turned out to be it was McDonald's.
Oh
Me
wow.
and my dad and my mom, we had that address that the guy gave to us. We tracked down the building. I went in there to ask him what this building was, and it was the payroll department to McDonald's. And if there was anybody with my name actually working there, and they said we're not allowed to do that, even if you get cops involved. We're not allowed to do that.
Wow. So that.
And I got cops involved. They arrested the person. They only gave her. It was actually a her.
Oh, okay.
And I actually got the police reports, and they gave her like a $7,500 bail and 1 year supervised visit, and you know, 1 year community service. And then when asked where did they get my social security number from, they got it from the back of a van.
Okay.
How it happened like that, I have no idea, but
That's interesting. So back with you, so we also do stuff with Transformers. When we were talking backstage, you were saying something about GI Joe, because I want to go into the thing now where I'm going to kind of spill the tea on Hasbro. I kind of miss not having Jimmy's. Jimmy has this cool little thumbnail thing he did, and I'm like, oh man, it looks so cool. And
I'm the 80s GI Joe.
Okay, 80s GI Joe 3 3/4 rings.
I used to have all of them. I mean, I used to have some of them. I don't have them very much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting just to like Sergeant Slaughter. I'd like to meet him. Actually, I never met him yet. And I actually like Lieutenant Falcon.
Yep.
The one thing that I'm not happy about what they did was with Lieutenant Falcon, and after the movie, it seemed like they made him a drug addict or something. The Dick series, the DIC series.
Yeah.
That there, and then I actually got back into GI Joe with Renegades. I actually loved Renegades.
Yeah,
and
the cartoon movie that came out, correct?
It was a cartoon TV show, actually.
Right. Okay.
For like, it was only like 1 year or something.
Oh yeah, okay. I was thinking of the other one that was the adult cartoon type thing they came out with. It was more, but the Renegade. Yes, I actually like that line a lot because I'm a big Firefly fan. And
yeah, Dave, what the heck's his name?
But Renegade.
David K.
Yes, and
David K. He was in there, and Lee Majors was in there too.
Yep.
So,
and that was I actually have those figures. I still got them still in box. So
I don't have the figures. I just like the things, but I do have some 80 figures, and I do have some 80 vehicles, but they're not in any good condition.
That's how mine are too. Mine's all from my childhood. The ones.
Same thing with my Transformers too. Some of them are not in very good condition because when I was 12 years old, I wanted to see how they transformed. So I just
me and my brother.
The screwdriver.
Man, me and my brothers would we want to see explosions as kids, and I don't recommend this to anyone. No one do this at all, but we absolutely used to take firecrackers, and that would be the explosion part with the Transformers or my Transformers and my brother's GI Joes and stuff. Because mine would be the vehicles that could be set out. You're going into combat. But spill some tea. I'm going to share some things about Hasbro. The interesting thing about I got to be a part of a conversation. Now I was not actually. I got to ask questions. I didn't get to be actually like I am now sitting in the conversation. But I was privileged to ask questions because some things have been going on with Hasbro lately, where the CEO has been actually, if you haven't known, is being sued by some of the investors, saying that he is fudging the numbers on Magic the Gathering, on Transformers, and certain IPs, Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, D&D. Well, a while back, there was a hack that happened into Hasbro, and that is still under investigation. Everything I will say is allegedly. Okay, everything I'm saying is allegedly. I want to make sure I clarify that. The question is that when that happened, certain numbers that were supposed to come up for the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter from last year, that was to be to show how the numbers were last year, how they are this year. That kind of went up and disappeared. Well, that wasn't the only thing. So that's why you can't just say one thing. A lot of models, especially engineering for Transformers and stuff that was supposed to be sent to the factory and then make the molds and stuff, some of those kind of disappeared in those files. So that is being investigated to find out who it was that actually did it, because it's hit Hasbro pretty hard. A lot of people don't realize this. It's the reason why Hasbro, you've had a lot of the designers that was working. If you know anything about what's going on, a lot of the designers have left. You've also had a layoff, and not only that, but you have Hasbro itself moving its company, and all that has been transitioning right now. And so, oh wait, do we have Jimmy?
Hey, I am back, baby.
Back.
I'm back. I've got power. I've got all sorts of stuff. So we are good to go. Hey, what did I miss?
Everything. Everything.
I was letting him explain his channel, and I was getting ready to start talking about Hasbro.
Okay.
And I actually just came out of my mouth and said, man, Jimmy had this great little segue image. I wish he was here. And lo and behold, there he is.
Here I am. I am back. So now it may go out again, so, and what's so great is, Derek, this is old hat for you. You could go on and you can talk about that. So I fully trust you can run this, even if this goes out again, whatever may happen on that. So, but so you were talking about Hasbro. I guess I could just pull up that little graphic. But first, before we do that,
yes,
I do got to show everyone what's coming up, and that is next week. Billy the Kid's America birthday bash. So
I love it.
So we're gonna have a lot of special guests that are gonna be coming on. It's Billy's birthday on July 5th. He celebrates with a lot of fireworks on July 4th, and of course, it's America's 250th birthday too as well. So
and it's my mother-in-law's birthday.
Hey, there we go. So maybe we'll make that. Give me a picture of your mother-in-law. I'll put her right in here. But that is what's going on. Billy is off NY Hunter. He's got what we call the man flu. No, I'm just kidding. He's still getting over some stuff from the what is it? The
poison oak.
Yeah, the poison ivy, poison oak, or whatever it is. He's just getting over that. So, yep, that's what's going on. But I don't know if I got any. Yeah, we were going to go over the tea, right? So,
yes.
So let's see here. This was that special graphic I got right here. Yes.
I love it.
And I know some of y'all are like, it's AI. You know what? I'm not that great of an artist, and Autocorrect didn't have time to draw me something. So we have this. I love it says here, I stir, therefore I know things. That's
I
what
know, I
Megatron
love
says. And I guess that's Galvatron on the left-hand side. I don't know. He says, oh, you didn't hear this from me. And so, yes. So we have some stuff. So you're getting ready to talk a little bit about what's going on in Hasbro world. And so would love to hear some insight. If y'all don't know, Derek knows a lot of people in the industry, whether it's Hasbro, Mattel, a lot of different people. And so he's got some tea, he's drinking tea, and he's about to tell us some tea. So let's go, Derek. Share with us what is happening.
And like I said earlier, before Jimmy came back, everything I'm saying, and this is what I was told to say, is that it's allegedly. Everything is allegedly, because we're going to be getting to some muddy waters that's going on right now. So as I was sharing, is that, you know, the quarter numbers are supposed to be coming up. They had that hack. You also had a lot of models that came to an end. You got Tomikara has kind of gone away and started doing their own independent stuff. Like I told y'all, you have a radio coming out, but I couldn't tell you who it was, and you got to see that it is Blaster is going to be the one that's going to be coming out for the new line. So I just couldn't say who it was in y'all's in your chat, but because y'all were talking about Soundwave, and I was like, y'all are close. That's what the next was going to be. So Takara has not had the problem that Hasbro's had when it comes to dealing with. Okay, how it was explained to me is that you have the models and the molds, okay, and then they get sent to the warehouse, and then whether it's Vietnam or China, it's all the same. They will make a mold. They'll come back with the different things to the sizing and everything, and all those files that was to be for new figures that were going to be new engineering disappeared in this hack. So Hasbro's been hit pretty hard by this.
Oh, wow.
Takara didn't have the problem because they keep their in-house. And I said this. I said I'm an artist, and we're working on our book. And I understand, because our book, when we were sent to the editor, completely got wiped, lost the entire book. But we have a backup to a backup to a backup. And then we also have hard copies. And I was like, how can that happen, that you have these files go and then they're gone and you didn't have a backup to that? And they didn't have an answer for that. They said that's the whole kind of like the wrench, the monkey wrench in the cog of the wheel that's not fitting, and it's kind of messing things up because it doesn't make sense. Well, G.I. Joe Classified has also had a huge shakeup, and you've had a lot of designers that have left Hasbro. One of them in general, I can't say by name, but he went to Toy Hacks, I believe it was a designer, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe people, you'll know who that is. So he left. Controversy figure that I was told was going to come out was going to be the hooded Cobra Commander. Everybody told me I was crazy. I was making that up. Cobra Commander hood came out because I was privy to certain things. Well, same thing is going to be happening when we get the missing link coming to Megatron. It's going to have more of a feel to the original G1.
Interesting.
So some of you collectors can be excited to hear that, as long as it is geared towards only adult collectors, and making sure that because there's a loophole if it's sold overseas and it won't be sold here. So you can look at that. If that works out, then that will be how that will work out for fans to be able to get, because it'd be in the Asia markets only.
Okay.
Because of the rules in the US. So Hasbro's doing whatever they can to fix the problem that they're having. But if you're looking for any new engineering, you're not going to really find it.
Interesting.
See them using the same engineering that goes all the way back to the Siege, and they'll use that engineering all the way up to now, because that's the molds that they have. I kind of was like, well, how does that go with the mold degradation and stuff like that when it starts to deteriorate after overuse?
Yeah.
And that's why we're coming out with these figures that is slick. They don't have all the engineering and everything like that. Now they're passing it off and saying, "Hey, that's because of the '86 line." But you'll see this also play out in Generations. Also, now Generations does have a new line coming out very soon. Legacy is ending, but they're wanting to kind of keep that under wraps exactly what that is. Now I can speculate, like I was told, I can speculate on the side here. Hasbro saw that the O-rings is a market, and they and Classified has said, if you pay attention to what we have coming out, that Super 7 has coming out for the O-rings, you're going to see those same figures play out in the Classified line.
Interesting.
And so you're going to start getting new characters. We're getting brand new characters in the Classified line that hasn't been done in a long time. Brand new characters all the way around.
Okay.
Now, Hasbro is there's a design, I can't remember, I think it's a Toxic Viper, I think is his name. It's the one that just came up for pre-order. If you look at that design fits and can be retooled and reused to put mask in the 6-inch Classified line.
So is Hasbro going to be doing 6-inch mask, or is Loyal Subjects, or what's
Loyal
up?
Subjects is only doing the retro, the three, the small ones, and the vehicles.
So we're going to get like updated mask stuff
That could be coming out through the G.I. Joe line.
Just blink once if
I
we have the vehicles.
I've heard this.
I saw that blinking. I saw that blinking.
Yeah, I heard that they were going to do that, and I heard that they were going to do that. It might even be it might even be Transformers too. That's
where I'm going next.
Okay,
so,
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. You're right. No, man. I'm glad that you said that, because that kind of takes pressure off of me. So that can always say.
He's like, shoo! That's one less sniper at Derek's house right now.
So Transformers has said they're on an apology tour.
Yeah.
All right. And we kind of seen, but we were also kind of like going, if this is an apology tour, shouldn't it be bigger with the action figures, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So speculation on my part only to keep. So Hasbro and Skybound and Super 7 will be working together for the future of the franchise.
Interesting.
Now, there are 3 scripts out for Transformers. There are 2 scripts out for G.I. Joe, and these are movies.
Okay.
One script is absolutely Michael Bay. His name is absolutely attached to one of the scripts. If that's the case, then for you longtime fans that's always wanted to see how his story would end, it looks like you'll be getting that in the 8th volume of Transformers. Now, the other thing too is that Hasbro is very much looking at the market of, we've got to make up for this issue with this hacking. We got to make up with trying to bring revenue, get the wheels going. And there is a huge plus going for us right now with the comic book line. So the next line for Transformers looks to be for the Transformers figures could be, and I'm saying this strongly, based off of Energon.
The Energon universe. Okay. Very cool. Which would be kind of almost full circle. When Transformers came out, it started with the comic books.
Yes.
You know, like when you think about the original Ironhide and design, and you read the original comic books, that was what he looked like in the comics. And then they changed him to match the, cartoon and things like that too as well. Now, NY Hunter has this question, and maybe you can answer this. Okay. He said, that's the same thing they say for new Secret Wars Daredevil. I love this new mold. Do you know if it's the same mold?
The Daredevil, the one that came from Secret Wars. Now that is that's the thing with Marvel and Star Wars, that those files were completely separate,
protected by Disney, I guess, right?
because a lot of people don't realize this, but when Hasbro is making those figures, the engineering on those figures is owned by the company that they make it for.
Okay.
Hasbro does not own that engineering. That goes in the contracts, everything. So if Disney were to decide to say, I don't want Hasbro to make Star Wars anymore, they could take that and that file and go to another company and have them instantaneously, boom. If you take a look at the engineering of the Black Series, engineering for the Legacy line, and the engineering for Classified, they're all three different.
Okay.
The Classified line is owned by Hasbro, and Disney owns the Marvel and the Star Wars.
I guess that's why you don't see as many QC issues with the Marvel and Star Wars, because Hasbro's kind of like, we don't want to piss off our biggest moneymaker right now.
Yes. And a lot of people don't know this, but Disney tells Hasbro what they want them to make. Hasbro does not have the free. Hasbro can re-release things, but if there's going to be a wave that comes out, Disney is the final say on what that wave is, what that character is. So when you're seeing movies that you're like, why would they make these if the movie didn't do well? Well, that comes from Disney.
Yeah.
But Hasbro's eating that cost. So what's ended up now happening is that Hasbro has been raising the prices up, because a lot of people's like, why do they keep raising the price? Well, they're raising the prices up because they're wanting to hold on to those licenses.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose those licenses.
Because Disney can easily pull those and go to Mattel or whoever they want to.
Just like we saw with Ninja Turtles.
And Power Rangers too, right?
Power Rangers. Hasbro actually owns Power Rangers.
Okay.
But they did not want to keep the line going because it wasn't making them money. So what they have done is that they kind of take the same, they've learned from Disney of selling their IPs to multiple different toy companies and let them pay them for their IP to offset their books.
I thought Hasbro kind of bought a little bit of Mattel. I thought, Mattel and Hasbro, they kind of bought each.
I think they got some collaboration, but again, so it's one of those things like Hasbro, Mattel cannot make transforming figures. They can make, now there was an exception with the Hot Wheels, the commemorative, but that was Hasbro making those.
Yeah, Hasbro made those.
Okay.
Yeah, Hasbro made those with Mattel's name on it. Whereas if Mattel made it with Hasbro's name, they couldn't transform.
And because we didn't get the He-Man, Hasbro was supposed to make the vehicles for Masters of the Universe, but because that line didn't sell well, Hasbro was like, "No, we're not going to do that." Even though they already had all the things drawn out, everything was to go. So
that would have made more sense than those stupid just figures alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Hasbro is really, Mattel is a company you all need to pay attention to right now is Mattel.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Mattel's going to use that He-Man sculpt for the new DC line." That's not the case. Mattel presented those again to Warner Brothers, which is trying to think who owns Warner Brothers now. Paramount. Now, Mattel is making cheaper figures, but they have that engineering and they're doing it that way so that, but the He-Man, the Chronicles line, that is only for the Masters of the Universe,
which is Amazon, right?
Yeah. But Mattel owns He-Man completely outright.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And so Hasbro now knows that, okay, we've got to do something because our sales. Now, here's the problem that's coming. We have unit sales have gone down. Okay. Walmart is not buying as many. Target is not buying as many as much as they were. Something that I can't speak on his behalf, so I'm not going to mention my name, but he had said, if I was Hasbro, I would do what I do with my company and what Mattel is doing with their company, and I would sell strictly online and pull
Yeah.
out of the main markets because the numbers are going down. Kids line, the numbers are going up. Like for the Transformers Cyber World,
Cyber World, yeah, and
yeah,
the Wild. Well, no, I guess Takara is the Wild Kingdom one.
yeah, those sales are going up for Hasbro. Generations is not. Now, why you as a company, what you and there is a thing that I'm going to mention there that a lot of independent toy companies are talking about, which if they're talking about it, then Hasbro has to be talking about it. And what Mattel is doing shows that they are proactive of what's coming. There's a toy bubble coming. And what that means is that it's the same thing as the housing bubble.
Had the '90s comic book bubble.
And it's yes, and it's coming. And all creators are talking about behind the scenes are all talking about this bubble's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because we got more independent companies coming in. And now you have China looking at the toy company and going, huh, well, these guys are coming to us to make this product. Why don't we do like what we've been allowed to happen with the Transformers? And we start taking those IPs
Which
and we
we're
start
seeing.
making, and that's what we're seeing. And that's what everybody's worried about.
Yeah, because I mean, you got like Mess Toys, who a lot of their designs are Revoltech and Mafex, but they just changed the name. Like you got, Lethal Neighbor for Venom, Superior Neighbor for Superior Spider-Man, and things like that. So you're starting to see that. You haven't it's early. It's not like where we are with third-party Transformers, where there's a lot out there right now.
Yeah.
But with these figures, you're starting to see that with Marvel, DC, those type of things, but they're again, licensing issues. They call it something a little different. Or like, for example, I forgot what the name of the company is, but it's called My Alien Dad, which is actually Omni-Man.
Right.
But it comes with this weird head and this look, and then it comes with this accessory kit that has the O and the Omni-Man heads.
Yep.
And so that's the way they got around the old copyright licensing, is like, hey, here's an accessory kit to go with this. Do what you want with it. We don't, we can't tell you what to do. We can't tell you it's Omni-Man. You just do what you want with it.
And that is something that they're all seeing. Now, a lot of people are talking about going, oh man, the Masters of the Universe was a absolute bomb. It did not do good in the box office. What people don't realize is that I know a little bit more on the inside when it comes to movies and how that works because I actually worked in the industry.
Yeah.
Mattel was smart, and so was Amazon. They both came in saying, we want to make 2 movies off of one budget.
Okay.
So guess what they did?
They made both
the
sequel and the original and the together.
Like they did
Avatar.
They did for Superman back in the 70s, where they did 2 movies at the same time. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
or
why
the
you
Lord of
end
the
up having
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So when you see that huge budget and everybody's going, what in the world would you have that budget so big? Well, if you take that budget and you're working with 2 movies, that budget's really low.
Yeah.
And then when this thing goes out streaming, I guarantee you it's going to be the #1 streaming thing.
Yeah.
And
I think people miss that now. They look at it and go, oh gosh, the box office, it didn't do great, but streaming is such a huge part now of a lot of that. And that's where, because I could tell you this, my daughter one of my daughters doesn't like going to the theater. She would rather wait for it to come out to stream. And so here, if my daughter is watching the latest digital circus or whatever it is on a streaming platform, she's going to buy the merchandise on that. And so that's the thing, is you're reaching this generation of kids who may be socially awkward, but yet they still got money. Their parents got money.
Right. And Mattel has actually been extremely like it was put in the conversation, is that Mattel has learned from their previously mistakes that they made with the franchise. And Amazon is willing to, they want a Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
and they wanted to have one vision and one direction. And Mattel created a whole new toy line when they already had New Eternia. They could have kept that toy line going, but no, Mattel said, you know what? And here's the thing too. You have to understand when it comes to toy making, toys don't get made in 1 year. They don't get made in just 2 years. It takes for the designs and everything. So Mattel was already sitting here going, all right, we're going to go and put everything at this movie because we want this toy line. We want this franchise. We want it to explode. And right now, with the positive reviews it has gotten, is they know they have a gold mine. That's why automatically you had this new cartoon that now came out called the Eternia Stories, Tales of Eternia. And it's now YouTube has picked it up and they're paying for it to be aired on YouTube TV. And so you have a Masters Universe. Now, what Hasbro's going to have to do is Hasbro's looking at this too, saying, okay, we have this opportunity with Paramount. Paramount has already said that they have to have a G.I. Joe movie come out before the end of 2028, the beginning of 2020, the end of 2027, the beginning of 2028. They have to have a G.I. Joe movie, or those things all revert back to Hasbro. Well, Paramount doesn't want to lose any IP that it has. So 2 scripts are being written. It don't mean that movie's going to be good. Let's just be honest about it. Script is only for the movies, only for them to keep the IP.
Yep. Think of Fantastic Four.
Yes. And then you take a look at Transformers. Well, Paramount is willing to, all right, let's take and finish something that we started, and let's also keep the momentum that we've had with the other line, but make it more geared towards that generation audience of G1 audience that everybody is familiar with that design, and let's go that direction. So you'll have 2 movies of Transformers, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see those come out a year apart.
Yeah,
the way they're talking and how they're trying to get this thing going. Now Hasbro is looking and saying, okay, when we hit a gold mine, and a lot of people don't realize this, we're coming up 2 years now with Energon Universe.
Yep.
All right. You got a cartoon coming out later on next year,
which is going to be awesome. Hopefully.
Which it already looks good.
You've already seen some of it.
It looks awesome. I can't say that, and I can't agree, cannot deny, but I can say it's going to look awesome. So and how they're doing the universe, and they're not focusing the universe to be is to be all encumbered. A lot of people don't realize this, but my favorite character just showed up in the Energon universe, and it's Rome the Space Knight.
Yes. And that was a hidden blind bag variant in the mask blind bags.
Yep.
Which is like, oh man, I wish I could have pulled that one.
Me too. Because I love that character. But he is coming. He's Mattel. I mean, Hasbro has looked at what Mattel's going to do with He-Man, and they're like, we already have this. Why are we not focusing on this and having one directive? I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's the reason why they lost a lot of designers. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's been a lot of drama for the last 5-7 years with certain designers and stuff where it comes with G.I. Joe or Transformers. There's been a lot of drama backstage, I guess you could say. And that happens everywhere. Everybody gets to a point they have an ego at some point. It is human nature. But there was certain people that are no longer a part of the company that were the reason why certain figures and certain things weren't being made. And as soon as they were gone, those figures were coming out immediately.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm thinking that Hasbro is looking at the big picture and saying, you know what? We got a toy line. Our fans have been loyal to us for all these years. If we come out with a toy line that's based on the books that they're reading, like we did with the cartoon, those things are going to sell off immediately, whether you have that same design or not. Like, and we talked about this backstage because you didn't get to show the cover. I got to see that a while back. I couldn't share the fact that this character's arm and that he was now going to be a part of this combiner.
Yeah, let's see if I could find that. I have it in my slideshow somewhere. Not that one, which is very cool. That's the
very
Dreamstar
cool.
Toys. That's very cool too. The MMC, the master.
Yes, I love that.
There we go.
There we go. I got to see this months back.
Oh wow!
I couldn't say anything because it was full where they're going.
Yeah. Spoilers: Megatron kills Slingshot.
Yes.
And Thundercracker, of course, becomes an Autobot, and then now he is a part of Superion.
Yep, he is a combiner port, and he becomes his arm, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, if they come out with that figure, I will be displaying that just like this because I have that figure. But the smart thing about Hasbro, what they said to Skybound, which to Robert Kirkman's him not having his ego, but him saying, I love this franchise, I love these characters. Hasbro said, we'll give you the characters, but they got to match the G1 because that's our bread and butter. But he didn't have ego. They were like, okay, we can do that. We'll make it work, and we'll have workarounds, and we'll add new nuances. I would love to see a RC Ultra Magnus.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would love to see that.
Was it RC or Elita 1? Was it Elita 1?
It's Prime. Elita 1 is Prime.
Oh, yeah. Elita 1's Prime, yes.
Yeah, and RC is a Magnus. She's Ultra Magnus. She's she's RC Magnus.
Yeah.
And she stayed with Optimus when Ultra Magnus with Elita 1. And I like that. So Hasbro is wanting new designs, but use the same characters. The thing I talked about years ago is I kept telling people, I was like, look, Hasbro has 23 Transformers for the Autobots and Decepticons that they want to focus on because it makes it easier. And if a character that like they can base a universe off of it, and then you could introduce new characters. So Hasbro, I'm excited for it, and I've been someone that's been very upset with the quality and the QC and all that. That's coming to an end. If you didn't just realize that Hasbro re-released, God, what figure was that? He was a Target Master, red and blue.
Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about.
Well, and the original he came with a clear chest.
Yep.
And it was crackage. So what did Hasbro do? Well, they threw it in and said, okay, let's give it a solid chest. And that figure's coming out with a solid chest to make up for the other one. A lot of the problems that y'all saw with the QC issues was, I gotta be careful how I say this. It was,
I think they cut the wrong people's power. They should have cut your power.
I know, right? But no, I'll gloss over that. I'll keep that because I don't know how to say that without saying too much. But you don't have to worry about that anymore going forward.
Okay.
A lot of those decisions that should have been made. Now, here's the problem with the pricing, and I think we're all starting to see this.
Yes.
Now, even though units have gone down, the shareholders are going to want to have that same revenue. So Hasbro used this excuse that the tariffs was why their prices were going up. That's not really what was the case. Because I can say with certainty that came strictly from the executives to go up. That had nothing to do with the tariffs. It dealt with the fact that they were looking at their cut, the fats or their
profits.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And they did not want to see a dip.
Even though they're having less units, they wanted to keep making the same profit.
Yes. And so now I understand that some of that's going to change. Is the prices are not going to go down.
They
That
never do.
they never do. But here's the thing that changed the game is that Mattel came out and said, "Hey, we're not going to be a greedy company. We're going to make $10 figures, and we're going to make them good." And
Those $10 figures are good.
Yes, and we're going to show our fans that we care about them. That's where it's going to change. If we, the consumers, sit here and go, I can't keep paying these exorbitant prices, they will be forced to come down.
Yeah.
That's the only way they'll come down.
Well, I mean, I guess you see that with a lot of people discovering and going more third-party stuff too, as well, because now you're getting to the place where a core class bot costs almost as much as like a Magic Square third party, or something like that, which you get better engineering from.
Exactly, and so I do expect that the Generations line will be changing. I think that the way they have the Studio Series line now, I have a good feeling that will be where all figures go. Because if they do this with the with Skybound, and it's based on the cartoon, well, that would fit in line with only the Studio Series, and I think we will lose completely that Generations line that we always get that has Age of the Proms, Legacy. I think that's going to go away. I think that's going to wait. Now, coming to GI Joe, for you, those of you that are excited, if you take a look at the new Duke that they just shared, they purposely kept saying over and over and over in their live stream, "This is not the Energon Duke. This is not the Energon Duke." But you look at him, it's the Energon Duke.
Okay.
They didn't come out with a brand new Duke with a beard looking like that just because they're not going to reuse that tooling. I mean, tooling is expensive. That I found out. I got someone kind of broke it down. I was like, "Holy moly! You're talking about that's how much money it costs? Like almost $10,000 per figure."
Jeez Louise.
Holy moly! And they're like, "Yeah." Wow. People don't realize that. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that." They're going to retool it. They're going to reuse it. But that's why they kept saying over and over in that live stream, because everything I'm saying is, again, speculative and Derek's imagination.
But I mean, you're almost like Nostradamus a little bit, Derek, because a lot of things you say do kind of come true. I just need to know what the lottery numbers are on Monday so that way I can buy all this crap. But man, I'll tell you what, every time we have you on, I'm going to make a slide that just says Tea Time with Derek. And that's just, what we're going to do. But I do got to show you something, because I know y'all are G.I. Joe fans, right? Let me see if I can find it. I don't know what slide it is. Oh, that's amazing right there.
Oh, that's beautiful. I saw that. I was like,
let's see. Is it? Yeah. No, not there. And maybe it was before that. Let me go. That's what I wish I could see. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's by TFC Toys, and it's their It's their kind of G.I. Joe / Transformers mashup of Starscream. And so, but look at this alt mode. It's kind of their version of the Rattler.
Yep.
And what's really cool is now you got these third-party companies that are going, hey, we can make this, and we can probably get with, basically get other fans to buy our stuff. Yep. And which TFC, I haven't heard from them in forever. And all of a sudden they come out and they drop this bomb, which looks freaking amazing. I don't know what y'all think, but it looks great.
Love it. I love it. I saw this. I was like, oh my word, that looks like the Rattler. That is amazing. Yeah. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to be a Transformer fan and a G.I. Joe fan and roam the Space Knight,
and you got Valverse, who's making better figures than Hasbro for cheaper, which are G.I. Joe-esque, because...
And he's got a movie coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is something that I can't share because he has actually shared this. It's now been public.
Did he share it in Joe Fest or...?
He does not do Joe Fest.
Oh, does he not? Okay.
No, but he is doing another one coming up. I think it's Toy Fair. I think it's one in Tennessee that's coming up.
In Tennessee, okay.
Yeah, I have to
don't know.
look again.
The only one I know of is Fanboy Expo, which is in 2 weeks, which we will not have a show because I'll be
player.
doing a booth there.
So he's going to be doing. So he has. If you don't know anything, I do not speak on his behalf at all. I always share whatever he has shared publicly. But it is Titan Toy Expo is what he's going to be at, and he actually brought his prices down during the tariffs, and so he actually is in the works with a movie, and he just landed Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's.
What's his name?
And I can't remember his name right now.
It's not Michael Ironside, is it?
No, I don't think so. It might. I can't believe it.
The Splinter Cell's voice actor, right?
Yeah, he's actually going to be making the figures.
It is Michael Ironside.
Yeah, so he's going to be making the figures for, if I remember correctly, let me say it was for the Call of Duty, the Splinter Cell stuff that he has got down.
There's a third-party Splinter Cell figure that looks freaking amazing.
Wait till you see his, and his stuff is going to glow in the dark.
Oh God, that's gonna be so cool.
This is the actor who played Ultra Magnus and TF Prime. This Michael Ironside, or is it a different?
It's
or are we talking about a different person altogether?
I don't know. Did he voice act?
Splinter Cell, yeah. Thank you, baby girl.
Because I know it was Michael Ironside from
Michael Ironside. Was he the voice actor also with Ultra Magnus? The same person?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, let me let my fingers do the walking here in Google.
Yeah. And see, the great thing is that I have Nikki in here with me to make sure I didn't say
Transformers Prime. No.
Isn't that the same guy? Okay.
Let's see here. Yes, it is. It is the same guy.
Okay.
And so he has got the license to make those figures. He actually shared one of the figures and what it looks like, and it was absolutely amazing.
That's very cool. I need to get Billy to work on getting Michael Ironside on the show. That would be so good.
Oh, that would be.
I heard he was pretty cool.
He's a pretty nice guy.
I heard he was pretty cool, but I also heard too. He only does certain things if he knows, like he only does like stuff for like friends and stuff like that. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true.
Billy will surprise you. Yes,
Billy will surprise you.
Billy will be like, my cousin who works in the Hollywood industry, and it's like, oh yeah, well I'll be on your show next week, or whatever. It's like, hey, I've got Nicolas Cage coming on. But yeah, Michael, I loved Michael. I mean, Jester in Top Gun. We could talk about Top Gun because Billy's not here. As also he was in Total Recall. He's been in all of some of our favorite movies. That
he was in this one called
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Yep.
Yeah, so
I first saw him in this one called Nowhere to Hide.
Nowhere to Hide. Interesting. Yes. Well, I know we're coming up to time, and I'd like to ask John, and I know you got your channel. What's on the horizon for you this year?
Oh God. Probably I've been doing a lot of little. I can't talk. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Neither can I.
I've been just like once a month or whenever I can try to get some toy reviews in.
Yeah.
That's my
You're doing better than me.
My channel is kind of all over the place. Sometimes it's Transformers, sometimes it's personal family stuff like today I went to the zoo. I'm gonna probably post that soon.
You probably saw some of my family members.
But I've been kind of taking it really easy lately. I've been taking it easy. I did have a few months ago, I did have a death in the family. So,
oh man, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. My mom passed away. So
back
in February. So yeah. And then too, I'm kind of also taking care of my dad too. So I live with my dad, so I'm taking care of my dad too at the same, so sometimes it's really tough to get out and do my reviews, and then weather permitting too, because I do them outside. and everything.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about my next review would, I don't know.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's a
a
good. That's a good figure. I got that figure. I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one there, and I can't show it to you right now, but I was even thinking about doing tidal wave,
Yeah.
Titan tidal wave, Energon tidal wave, and I also got Alpha Trion from Transformers
Nice.
One.
Such a good movie.
That's a really good figure. Too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I was gonna do that one, and I have another one here that I actually do autograph ones too.
Yeah.
As you noticed, I didn't. This one's Beast War Megatron,
Nice.
and he might be coming up. I'm not sure when. Let's see if I can find it here.
I got that figure for my wife. That's a good figure. She loves it.
Yeah, well, mine. I don't know if it rubbed it off or what. 'Cause I just kept this on here, but this one's supposed to be signed by David K.
Oh,
Awesome.
on the wing. So that's pretty much basically so far what I'm thinking about doing. So
That's
far.
awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we look forward to that, and hopefully we can have you on again when we have less troubles and when Billy's feeling well and we have power and all that good stuff. And Derek, it has always been a pleasure. I know you have got some really cool. Your Blockies reviews have been amazing, and things too as well. And then of course I can't wait to see your Masters of the Universe stuff.
May I ask? May I add one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Billy last week he was asking a question about if Orson Welles finished all of his lines from
I remember that,
Transformers
yes.
the movie.
okay. Yeah.
And if Leonard Nimoy actually finished his lines. Well, I actually met Wally Burr at not TFCon, I'm sorry, BotCon 2013. That's another little story in itself. That's kind of funny. But when I got to his booth, I asked him that same question, and what he said to me was basically Orson Welles did finish all of his lines, and about 2 weeks after he was done with all of it, he passed away.
Oh wow.
So, but what he also said too was because Orson Welles, the way he spoke, was like,
Okay.
and because he was actually kind of almost, he was like on oxygen and everything, they had to filter his voice a little bit in order to. So technically, that's not his. Well, that is his original voice, but a little bit of filtered was going on with that. That's what Wally Burr actually said back in 2013 to me when I asked that question.
That's
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good
I
old
know
Orson
that.
Welles. He gets to play a planet because he was a planet.
He's gone now.
Right. Ego of a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, anyways, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you all for your patience with everything that went on tonight. Tune in next week again. Let me pull up our little graphic here. So don't forget, next week we do have not Takara Tomy, but we do have the Billy the Kid's birthday bash.
I love the one with the bop. I love the one with the bop.
Where there's going to be lots of special guests and things on, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to have a good old time. And then the week after that, we don't have a show just because Billy will be out and I will be at a convention. I know there's BotCon going on too as well. And then, John, if you're going for one day at BotCon, make sure to go run into Tim Reagan. He has a booth out there. You'll want to meet him. He's the founder of the TF
think I met
Underground.
him once before.
Very good. He's a really great guy. With that, Derek, thank you again. Always a pleasure. John,
Thank
pleasure
y'all.
meeting you.
It's nice
And
meeting
so-
both of you.
Absolutely. So tune in to next week. Same bat time. Same bat. I need to come up with a Transformers one. Same Optimus time. Anyways,